And I don't smoke weed. Like, I actually have a food saver for food. And I've used a volcano for actual herbs to cook with. Like, the Dab Lounge, that sounds interesting. What's that about? It's like a coffee shop. Yeah, you burn like rosemary in it, and then you have a bag full of rosemary essence. No. Yeah. All the fancy restaurants do it. Then they put the bag in a pillowcase, and they put a plate on it, and they poke holes in the bag, and it slowly lets the vapor out. Aluminum. Fancy stuff. All I'm saying is I just ate and I'm hungry. What is going on right now? Why am I so hungry? Oh, I just ate quinoa. You know that fills me up, Corey. What is happening to my body right now, Ben? This is a mess. Anyway, I'm living up in Denver, but I came down for this. You guys should check out my club. It's the 840 Club, and it's twice as cool as John Bong's club. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into some jokes. Let's talk about. Does anyone else find it ironic that Milton Bradley is the only company that sells the board game Monopoly? When I was a child, I was very nervous, a very anxious child. I was convinced that I was the only person who could prevent forest fires. So summers were very stressful for me. Come July and August, I was just walking around apologizing to everybody. My bad, guys. My bad. I wish my dad would stop referring to the dog as mixed race. Gets very awkward. The organization Doctors Without Borders are really cool. Doctors Without Boundaries are not. Was that last touch medically necessary? I don't know. Put gloves on. That's what I tell them. Put the gloves on. Well, folks, I know you can tell just by looking at me, it's true. I was homeschooled. This is what we look like. We get out eventually. I had a full scholarship, K through 12. Full scholarship. Didn't miss a day. Missing every day of school. I used to watch the school bus drive by in the morning and wave goodbye to all the future opportunities that would never be available to me. Goodbye, steady employment, or being able to relate to people in a meaningful way. Every morning! Have you ever watched a school bus wistfully? It's a dark place to be. Very dark. So my grandfather was from the east side of Chicago. He was a fish. Let's see. Being homeschooled, turns out my father was a school bully. You know, he'd give me an allowance every week and then immediately demand all the cash I had on me. Very strange ritual we had. I was homeschooled, which means that I still have no idea what a clitoris is, and I'm too embarrassed to ask at this point. But when I was younger, my brothers convinced me that the Clitoris was an all-girls band whose albums were really hard to find. So I'd just be wandering Barnes and Noble asking anyone if they'd seen the Clitoris or knew where it was, what section. Could you point to it? My father's conservative. He's very conservative. He lives here in town. My father's so conservative that I've seen him get angry at a bottle of sunscreen for directing him to apply liberally. What am I supposed to do? Give it away and ask for some? My dad's the kind of guy who's pro-Israel, but kind of anti-Semitic. I guess cognitive dissonance only affects those who can have two thoughts in their head at the same time. So I'm a considerate lover. I think of myself as a considerate lover. I always let the video finish. Every time. I'm like, this, you have your fun. The internet porn's exhausting though. Like, who can keep up? Slow down with all the new releases. So much. And not a single video passes the Bechdel test. I'll tell you that much. Let's see what else. What else do I have to talk about? You know who you don't see? You don't see much about Hillary anymore. You guys notice that? Like, not a word. She was everywhere. She was like the Beatles for a while. And just nothing. Not a thing. Just don't see that much. Ooh, here's a fun one. The news, I don't know if you guys know this, the news was talking about how by 2045, this country was so racially diverse that Caucasians would be considered a minority in 2045. I think that's great. I have no problem with that. I think it's going to be wonderful so that everyone knows how, then everyone will know how annoying it is to hear minorities complain. Just all the time. I just ate and I'm just so hungry. I don't understand what's going on. Because I don't do the pot. I don't do it. I can't. I just don't have the brain chemistry for it. I freak out. I've tried it. I freak out. Part of me is still high from 12 years ago. See, he's there. He's on the couch inside of me, unable to move, thinking about how the future is bleak. He was kind of right, in part. Where's Dave at? Like, he needs to settle down. He was upsetting me earlier, like he's very distracting. This Dave guy, I'd say get rid of him.
Put it in the suggestion box.
Some people say Black Lives Matter, and then some people say all lives matter. I think the important thing to remember is that white lives don't matter. It's probably because there's so many of us. Supply and demand. I go to the bathroom places and don't buy anything. Is that white privilege? Could be. I'll just go right into a Starbucks. I don't care. See a Starbucks and I got to go. So I experienced a lot of false alarm raptures as a child, in my childhood. Anybody else? False alarm raptures? Do you know how many false alarm raptures I experienced? It turns out they were all false alarms. Not a single one was the real thing. They were all a letdown. You know, you get all excited, you pack up your stuff, you get in the woods, you're waiting for these things to happen, and it's just nothing. No fallout. It's a letdown. So yeah, my relationship with my father is interesting. He's real tough guy. And my dad's the kind of guy who goes to the hardware store with his grandsons and walks in and tells them, "This is the man store." And I'm the kind of guy that walks behind him yelling at women, asking them if they know if their husband knows that they're there. Hey, Tom said that you can't be here. That goes over real well. Before I saw the movie Star Wars, I had no idea that a father was capable of apologizing. That's it. I would just watch that part. I would rewind it over. I wore out the VHS in '93, rewinding that over. Luke, you were right. What the fuck is that? What is he doing? What does that mean? You guys want to learn a little anatomy? A little stuff about the body. The male penis, the human penis, has got the bulbous end because we evolved to during intercourse, the penis shaft pumps out other male sperm that's in there, semen that's in there from a previous lover. And I say, way to slut shame evolutionary biology. What the fuck? It's 2017. Jesus Christ. Such a disappointment. Man, I think this is a contact high, to be honest, because I'm not quite sure what's happening. Is that what it's like? Is that what? Like, I'm uncomfortable and extremely comfortable at the same time. Like, right in the moment, part of my body is like, this is all right, and the other part's like, no. The last time I got high, I helped my brother grows, and I help him make the weed butter, and then we make edibles. And because I worked at the Broadmoor for 8 years, I trained in the chef program, so I can make a little butterscotch once in a while. So I made salted caramels with the weed butter to do something fun. And then he decided that since it was so good with a little salt, that it would be really great with a lot of salt. And so we just had a giant tray of salt lick sugar wads of weed that he then couldn't get rid of, so he's just giving it away to people. And then I went camping down by Sedalia or somewhere, and my friend and I, he had them. He had to get high to then be able to eat them because they were so salty, but he just flew right past it. And then I tried some. I was like, oh yeah, we're camping, this could be good. I won't get paranoid and freak out that the cops are coming, because when you're out camping, there's nothing to worry about at all. You're gonna be cool. And then every rustling whisper of the wind was like a bear coming down out of a hibernation. I smell caramel! And I'm in like a tent trailer, just on like a platter, just right there for him. Now my mouth is dry. That's interesting. It's really. It's like I got peanut butter, but I don't have any peanut butter. You know? So it's good to be Ben, thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure. I lived in this town for a long time, so to be doing comedy here is something. Like I said, I was at the Broadmoor for a long time. Made the omelets and such. It feels great to be here. That's probably the Zoloft talking, but it just feels really good to be. And I was just about to say something like 2 seconds ago. What is happening? It was right there. Yeah, everyone said this was a cool mic. This was a good. There we go. Thank you so much. It's so nice of you. The Nestle, it's pure life. Pure life. Yeah. I was just saying something. It's nice to be here in Colorado Springs. Oh, it's good to be doing comedy again. Because a few years ago I was doing comedy. I was doing real well, and then I hit a little slump, and I got down on myself. And then so recently I've been getting back into it. What happened was I had a bit of success. I was writing a script that got some traction in Hollywood. I was going to get some representation. I wrote a little script. There was some interest in it, and so I was like, all right, I'm hot shit. The movie I wrote, it was called The Horse's Speech, and it was about a talking horse who was in line to be the King of England, but he had a speech impediment. And it was a period piece. I set it back to right before World War II, so the horse has to give a big announcement. The radio has just been invented. He's got to tell the country that they're going to war, but he's really insecure. He doesn't know if he can lead the nation, and he's, this talking horse, and the speech impediment just really held him back, and it just symbolized so much. Keanu Reeves was going to be the speech therapist, okay? He was interested in it. I was about to get an agent. I was going to write. I was going to be somebody. And then that year, the King's Speech comes out, and goodbye Hollywood for Andrew, because there can't be two kings. I'm like, mine's got a horse. They're very different movies. It's just too similar. I'm like, Deep Impact and Armageddon, hello? Mine is a talking horse. Has nothing to do with the King of England. It's a made-up country. So I'm trying to climb back up from that. That was a big letdown, and whatnot. Okay, I'm gonna go, because on the other side of the curtain it's less smoky. Is what I've convinced myself that curtain is keeping all the smoke out, and so I won't get any hungrier. So thanks Ben and John. I've been Andrew. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much, guys.